I had a follow-up conversation with Pierce yesterday, Jim. He came up. That's like kind of one of the first times since I've been a part of accountability that we've had an outside guest share as a guest speaker. And so he called me yesterday to recap a few things, and the whole time that we were on the call, he just he just kept saying over and over how special our company is, and he just got a short little glimpse of this. He's like, dude, I've never been in a room like that before with a sales company. And it got me thinking while I was on the phone with him, like, we just do things differently. How great is it that we get a company culture like this? And I'm just sitting there with him going through things, and he's like, I am so thankful that you invited me to be a part of that call. That culture was infectious. He's like, man, what would it look like for me to get my life insurance license and build an agency? And I'm like, dude, he's got a massive running coaching business, Jim, and he's in sales. So he'll onboard a new client into his running coaching business, but there's no upsell really. They're usually planning and preparing for, a marathon or a half marathon, and it's on board, train, and then you're pretty much done unless they can, continue on to do another event. And so we were talking about the differences of our business. So how I'm so grateful to be a part of a business that can grow and multiply. Put a one in the comments if you're thankful for a business that can grow and multiply and give your family time freedom that you guys have worked hard for. We got to work hard for it. That's what I told Pierce yesterday, Jim. I said, it's a lot of hard work. I told him, he said, how long did it take? How many hours were you working a week and how long did it take you to build some time freedom? I said, man, probably 60 to 70 hours a week. Some weeks I tried to keep it around 50 most weeks, but it took me about 3 years to feel a breath of fresh air. And so I just want to keep you guys focused on this. It's a 3 year all out plan. If you're not committed to the little things each and every day, it's going to take you a lot longer than that. And when we talk about the little things, we're talking about the four cornerstones. We're talking about the four keys to a successful week. How many weeks can you stack on top of each other of a winning week in terms of the four keys and four cornerstones and what it takes to actually win here? And I love how Sarah starts her Be a Better Builder call, Jim. She says, all right, pulse check, right? We want to see what you're reading. What leadership promotions are you going after? So I'm going to spin it. This is a sales accountability call. We're going to talk about the four keys to a successful week. So I want to hear from you guys. How much are you spending on leads this week? Put it in the comments. What are you spending on leads? And if you're a brand new agent and you're reading all these comments, there's going to be a varying degree, probably from somewhere from 250 all the way up to $2,000 a month. Don't get critical, get curious. Do not get critical for one moment and say, I cannot believe someone is spending that little or that much. Get curious. There are so many different ways to win here. Buying a lead is one of them. So get curious. All right. I love seeing this. All right. So we've got resources. Now let's talk about activity. What are you committed to this week as far as dials? How many dials are you making this week? So that we know the difference between the money and the dials being spent or the dials being done. Put dials after you put down your number. I think we can get it though. 8 to 900 dials, 650, 750, 500. Okay, great. In terms of schedule, how many clear appointments do you have lined out in your calendar? I'm talking like you're not just saying I'm going to book 15 or 20 appointments, like you've actually got the numbers named in your calendar. How many appointments do you have in your calendar already this week with names attached to them for clients that you're going to serve? Great. Awesome. Oh my gosh, this might be the biggest chat that we ever do, Jim. I'm sorry for this. We're asking a lot of number questions. Okay, cool. You guys catch the drift. Now, when it comes to coaching a new agent, when it comes to coaching even a seasoned agent, and guys, obviously, I miss system. I'd love to hear what type of calls you're plugging into, who you're meeting with as far as like running buddies or mentors each week, what you're doing with the training that's available. The system it's not just one thing. It's everything that Symmetry offers. So a lot of people ask Jim, they're like, what does the system actually mean? I'm like, well, Symmetry offers a lot of incredible things for you to go build your business. Use them. Okay, don't try to recreate the wheel, just use them. Jim and I laugh at how complicated things get in this business, and we're just like, man, it's just like it's simple things. You just got to do them very well, and you got to do them for a long period of time. Don't overcomplicate what the system is. It's a business. in a box. Go use the system. So I love seeing all these numbers and these commitments this week. The reason why I brought this up to start with is because Jim, when we have a conversation with an agent, we have to know that these things are in place before we really dive into the minutia of their business. They have to be in
Okay. Yep.
place. If we're able to coach somebody, if we're able to actually bring value to them, I have to know that you're resourced properly, that you're doing a proper amount of activity based on your income goals, that you're running an effective schedule, and that you're plugging into the system and doing anything you can do to learn from people to your left and right and learn from the trainings that are provided for you and the team calls that are on the schedule for you each and every week. Once those four things are in place, then we can dive into the smaller aspects of your business and start tweaking things. So I would ask you today on a Tuesday as we start the beautiful month of September. It's life insurance awareness month. It's life insurance season in my book because a lot of business happens over the next 3 months. So I'm pumped. I'm pumped. But don't let this month slip by. Grade yourself right now. If you want to write this down on a piece of paper, you can. Sarah's done this activity before. I do this with my agents now. Grade yourself on a scale of 1 to 10. Are you resourced properly? Grade yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 for last week's numbers. Did you make the amount of activity it took to hit your goal? Did you dial until, or did you stop at a number that you had in your head for the week? How was that activity? In terms of dialing until, you got to adapt that until mentality because I can go out, Jim, and make $500 in a week and I can sell 7K. Or I can go out and make $500 in a week and I can sell one policy accidental $329. It is all subjective. Okay, so the dial until mentality. How did you do dialing until last week? Grade yourself on a scale of 1 to 10. How was your schedule? Did you run your schedule or did you let your schedule run you last week? Scale of 1 to 10. Did you go into Sunday night planning out your entire week, telling yourself exactly when you were going to work, when the activity was going to happen, when the appointments were going to be scheduled, and what you were willing to plug into in terms of non-negotiables for team calls and trainings? Did you plan that out and run that schedule effectively? Because I really think, Jim, and this was what book was this? This was he spoke at our national conference, and now I'm blanking. Brave Habit. Okay. And I shared this on my team call yesterday. In the Brave Habit, he talks about successful people. And when Todd Henry breaks down like the conversations that he's had with successful people, they don't look back and say, hey, it was this one thing that really changed my business. And if you talk to Jim right now, or you talk to any of the other leaders that are in on the screen right now, they're not going to tell you it was one thing that changed my business. They're going to tell you it was the small things compounded week after week after week after week. So if you grade yourself and you're at a 5 for last week in 2 out of those 3 areas we just talked about, you have to turn the dial up. You have to. You have to figure out a way to turn the dial up. And once you get there, then you can start focusing on the little things in your process that may be a quote unquote gap for you. All right. So 4 keys to a successful week. Which area do I need to turn up right now? Which area do I need to turn up? Maybe I just need to turn my camera on right now and be engaged. Okay. Maybe I need to do that. Maybe I didn't resource myself properly last week and I didn't have enough people to set the 15 appointments that I put on my calendar. Maybe. What is it for you? Be critical on yourself. Look at the game film from last week. Professionals watch game film daily. I would beg to say that professional athletes probably watch more game film than they actually play games. All right. And their coach isn't being soft on them saying, hey, Rich, hey, man, you caught that was a great pass that you caught in the game yesterday, man. Great job. No, they're circling and highlighting you and saying, this is where you could have cost us the game and this is where you could have cost us money. So why can't we do that for ourselves as professionals? Why can't we do that for ourselves? I've got a quick training for you guys. Sometimes I come on here and we close our eyes and we go through like vision casting. Sometimes I come on here and I train, but today I'm going to train. I've got 7 things for you guys to get more appointments to show up, and I'm going to go through them quickly here. Okay. Six things. So, and this is outside of being very critical on the four keys to a successful week. If you can say, honestly, I'm 80% capacity in these three areas or these four areas, then you can start tweaking the small things. I definitely want to help increase show rate because for me, Jim, when I was new, I was really good at booking appointments. I was really terrible at getting them to show up. All right. So here are seven things for you guys. I'm going to go through them quickly. Number one, avoid booking appointments more than 48 hours out. It's simple. It's easy to be soft with your client because you want them to like you. And when they tell you next Monday, you're like, yeah, no problem. I'll call you next Monday. Avoid booking more than 48 hours out, guys. You're going to get a much better show rate within 48 hours. You're going to get a much better show rate if it's later that day. Okay. Number two, set expectations before you hang up the phone. This is what the call is going to look like. I'm locking you into my calendar. You're going to get a text confirmation from me right after this with a picture of my license. Right when we hang up, I'm going to also send you a calendar reminder. If you could just reply yes in a text message to me or send me the little thumbs up emoji. That way I know you got it and we're both confirmed for that appointment that we have later tonight or tomorrow. Okay. Before Switchboard even came out, I did the thumbs up emoji. That was my favorite thing, Jim. I wouldn't put the calendar firmly in my appointment unless they responded with the thumbs up emoji or said confirmed. So I would get that confirmation from them. Okay. Number three, send an immediate appointment confirmation. This is going back to number two. And you can use a template, like keep it saved in your phone. Send the same thing to everybody. Picture of your license, confirmation of the appointment, respond back with the thumbs up, say yes, I got you on my calendar. I read this or I saw this video on Instagram, Jim, and it was really savage. This guy was in roofing sales, I believe, and he said that when he sends out his appointment confirmation texts in the morning of, if they don't respond back that they're going to show up to that appointment, he will pull them off of the calendar and send them a text that says this: hey, I didn't get a confirmation from you, so I went ahead and pulled you off the calendar. I'm gonna use that time to help out another family that actually wanted that time slot. And then the client, he said 8 out of 10 times they would text him back and say, no, wait, that's a good time for me. Right. So they would feel like they were having that appointment taken away from them. It's a classic takeaway, but it would get them to respond and say, hey, wait, no, that was my time. I'm actually able to do that. So I thought that was a pretty savage move just to get that final confirmation from them day of. Number four, this could be for a next day appointment. Send a morning reminder text. Good morning, Jim. Quick reminder. We're on for our appointment today at 2:30. Looking forward to helping you. Okay. These are just things that I've done. I had a lot of no-shows. I got really good at getting people on the books and back on the books for appointment no-shows because I ran this play effectively. All right. I also set up number five, a 30-minute reminder text. If you're not using Switchboard, you're going to want to do this. Okay. You can set this up on automation through Calendly, or you can do this manually. Okay. So number one, avoid booking appointments more than 48 hours out. Number two, set expectations before you hang up the phone. Number three, send an immediate appointment confirmation to them and ask them for a thumbs up emoji back. Ask them for some sort of confirmation. We don't want soft appointments. We all know what happens when we book a soft appointment. And number four, you got a morning reminder text. Okay. Number five, 30-minute reminder right before the appointment. It could say something like this: hey, Jim, it's Scott. Just a quick heads up. I'll be calling you in 30 minutes for our appointment. Okay. I got tired of sending out these templates, Jim. So I actually set these up all through Calendly. So they got sent out automatically. All right. Number six, if they don't answer, wah, wah, wah. How many of us put a four in the chat if you've had a client book for an appointment at 3 o'clock and they didn't answer the phone? All right. This is our business. This happens. Okay. People don't show. What do you do? So what my no-show protocol, I would wait 5 minutes and call them back. And if they don't answer, I would send them this text message. Okay, short and simple. You guys can craft it however you'd like it. I would say, hey, Jim, this is Scott. It looks like we may have gotten our wires crossed. Totally understandable. Life happens. Do you have time later on today or tomorrow that I can get you back on my calendar? Okay, so I'm giving them an out. I'm going to be really firm in booking the appointment, but I'm going to be really soft and understanding with the rescheduling because at the end of the day, we want the appointment to happen, right? I would have loved for them to show the first time, but I'm going to soften that up a little bit and say, hey, Jim, we may have just gotten our wires crossed. Should I give you a call back later today or sometime tomorrow? All right. After you've gotten them back on the books, don't oversell this appointment. Number seven, give them a reason to show, but don't be desperate or pushy. All right. I kind of got coined for the terminology of patience and grace. You may have heard that terminology before, maybe on a deep dive call or in a switchboard training. It's because I had a really good protocol for getting people back on the books and not making them feel pressured or feel bad for missing that appointment. So we don't want to oversell or be over pushy. Frame it simple and helpful. Here's an example. Hey, Jim, need to get you back on my calendar. It's just a quick 15-minute call to show you your options and answer any questions you have. That doesn't sound heavy to somebody, okay? If they miss an appointment and you're like, hey, look, I've got times available later today or sometime tomorrow, it's just a 15-minute call. I'm going to show you your options and I'm going to answer any questions you have. They're like, okay, great, no problem. That doesn't sound too hard. All right. And then just confirm that they'll be home and available, guys. Too many of us book appointments while people are on the road or driving. They're not with their spouse. I think the best appointments are two-legged appointments. So for the best case scenario, you're going to confirm with them, hey, I just want to make sure, Jim, you're going to be home tomorrow. You'll be with your wife. You guys will be ready to go over options and spend some time asking me questions. And you'll confirm that appointment. Okay. So these are 7 things you could do to get more appointment shows. Again, go back and grade yourself first. You want to make sure that you're doing the 4 keys to a successful week really, really well before you start diving into specific areas to get lift in your business. But this has been helpful for me. I hope it's been a blessing for you. That's all I got, Jim.
Yeah, man, I love when we do a lot of mindset coaching here. I'm a big believer that the business is an outflow of the person. So we focus so much on the person and the development, but it is so good every now and again to just come back to straight up sales skills. One thing as you were going through this, Scott, my mind started thinking back to, when I was in the field and the pressure I felt. And one thing we don't talk about often is that it gets easier on a couple levels. One, as you start tuning into trainings like this, hearing from people like Scott, learning simple lessons, implementing them, you get better. But when I looked at that year I came in and my back was against the wall, I was so freaking stressed. And I was a dial until have to make money, never issued less than 10K on my own pen any single month that year. So I was a very consistent producer. Now, I want you to map this out, especially those of you that are new. The way our commission structure works, we get 25% of the business that we wrote on the back end paid out in equal parts in months 10, 11, and 12. So by the time I was here in month 10, not only did I have a higher contract rate, which came naturally by producing 10K on my own pen, right? So I was at a higher contract level. By month 10, I got 6% of the money that I had made from work I had done 10 months ago. By 11 months, I was getting the money from month 11 and month 10. By a year in, guys, I had 25% of the revenue coming into my household was from work I did months ago. That was, for me, 25% of the weight on my shoulders was lifted by nature of being here a year. We don't talk about that. Just straight up being here a year, if you're a consistent producer, will lift 25% of the burden off of your shoulders, in addition to paying you at a higher comp rate by nature of just staying consistent. I also was building that year. It wasn't much, and my biggest leg, I only had a 5% override, so it wasn't that big, but it was enough to probably take another 15 to 20% of the weight off my shoulders. By nature of being here a year, following the system, producing consistently and building, I had 40% of the weight that was on my shoulders day one gone. Just by
Jim,
freaking being here.
this is so good. The 2 major things that are going to increase your income here is skill set and competency. Those go hand in hand. Okay. First year for me, Jim, $800 case size average. Second year in the business, $1,600 per average case size. Third year in the business, $2,000 average case size. However, that first year, I got 6 promotions. Okay. The second year, I got 2 or 3 more promotions. So those two things go hand in hand. Your guys' business, the profitability of it, just by being here and pushing after promotions is going to go up drastically.
Yep.
Absolutely love that.
Yep. So good. All right. Stop the recording.